Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in for the last Sunday of season 25-26. We are here with a massive matchup. We're watching Tottenham Everton live. We have West Ham United and Leeds United on the other screen here with me. It is going to be a massive watch along for these two huge London clubs as they fight for their Premier League lives today. The ball is in Tottenham Hotspur's court. All they need is a point today to secure safety. But if they manage to lose this game and West Ham win it, the Hammers will stay in the Premier League. It is a massive day for both football clubs. It just seems wrong for both to be missing for next year's Premier League, but one of them will be. Will it be the biggest shock of all in Tottenham Hotspur? Or will it be West Ham United? Have to just wait and see as the players walk out onto the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium turf. Everton with nothing to play for. They are here just to spoil Spurs' party. Tottenham with probably their biggest game in their recent history, and that includes the Europa League final of last year. A massive occasion for this huge football club. A global entity in front of this massive, raucous crowd at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as West Ham and Leeds both walk out now onto the London Stadium. We have got 10 games simultaneously going on here. But obviously our major focus is these two games here. I'm still getting the Guard of Honour at Selhurst Park. And obviously on the South Coast, Bruno Fernandes trying to break the record for Premier League assists. City obviously sending off Bernardo Silva. Potentially Pep Guardiola as well. A quick look at the lineups here before we get going. In goal for Tottenham Hotspur is Anton Kinski. Jed Spencer returns as right back. Destiny Udogie as left back. Mickey van der Ven and Kevin Danso, the two centre-halves. We're seeing the standing ovation for Pep Guardiola at the Etihad. In midfield, Japalinha, Rodrigo Bentancur, Batiste on the left, Pedro Porro on the right. Conor Gallagher playing in behind of Richarlison. And for Everton, Pickford in goal, Jacob O'Brien right back, Vitaly Mikalenko left back, Tarkowski and Keane at the heart of the defence, James Garner and Tim Aru-Benham in midfield, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall with Royal and Jai out wide and Tieno Barry up top. Emotional day at Liverpool as well. Mohamed Salah saying goodbye as well alongside Andy Robertson. They still haven't locked away Champions League football just as yet, but what an incredible display there at Anfield as well. It's all coming to a conclusion here across the Premier League today. Spurs, obviously the main focus though, where we keep our attention. Spurs with a 12-goal better goal difference. It means West Ham just have to win. And they rely on Spurs having to lose. So many clubs competing today for something. Obviously West Ham and Spurs for the relegation. For a team like Everton, not much to compete for. Same with Manchester United. Same obviously for the other bottom two in Wolves and Burnley. Teams like Newcastle, Sunderland, Brentford, Chelsea, Brighton, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Villa, all competing to secure positions in Europe or keep hold of what they have. It's absolutely mental today in the Premier League. The Tottenham Hotspur players get into that huddle. Mickey van der Ven trying to get that team pumped up. I don't know how you can't be. It is a incredible atmosphere in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Roberto De Zerbi's side has got all the crowd behind them. As we approach kickoff at the London Stadium, it'll be Leeds United to kick off there. But here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's going to be Everton and James Garner gets kicked off. As in kicking from left to right, their traditional blue colours. Tottenham Hotspur in their white from right to left. It is a day that Spurs want to remember and move on from rather than never forget. Their Premier League safety is in their hands. A point is all they need to stay up. Everton are here to play spoilers. David Moyes, the former West Ham United manager, would love to keep his former side up. He said it midweek in the press conferences. They have nothing to play for this game other than to spoil Tottenham's day. Obviously, over across the road in London, West Ham must win in that game versus Leeds United. So many subplots. Here's Keane in Dewsbury Hall for the first corner of the game, inside of the first minute. Short corner. Back to James Garner, edge of the area. Dewsbury Hall, left foot of ball. Took a nick, so it's a floater. Tarkowski rising high, it's Bentancur away. Going to have a massive, important role to play for Tottenham Hotspur in this game here. Ranking second in tackles per 90, inside of the top 15 for interceptions as well. He is a key player in this side that has been consistently inconsistent in this campaign for Tottenham. But if he's on it, you know they're going to be competitive. Here is Roberto De Zerbi in the touchline. Has come in and done a solid job for the Tottenham Hotspur side. Made them tough to beat. Simple structures. Most importantly, have gotten the wins where wins seemed highly unlikely. Here's Matisse Tel on the left-hand side. Conor Gallagher inside of him. Got Timo Rubenham with him. Gets away from the initial challenge, but Rubenham stays with it. Bentancur breaking the play up and brought down by Iliman Ndiaye. Set piece of Spurs. Early moments here, edge of the area. Just a great work rate for Conor Gallagher. And Rodrigo Bentancur senses the danger, chops out the pass for Rubenham. He gets a chance now for his side, high up the pitch to make something from a set play. Premier League this season has been all about set pieces, free kicks, corners, the like. And this could be a prime chance here. Spurs to make something count. Everton trying to hold this line. About 12 yards from Jordan Pickford's goal. Obviously picked for England. Unsurprisingly, England's number one. Ready to go. In just under 22 days' time for England's first game in the World Cup. It's Pedro Porro. It's a floater. First contact by Tarkowski. That was important because Spurs could have got into the back post. Tarkowski with the early defensive header. And Tottenham on the front foot early. And the Spurs fans continue to find their voice. Matisse Tel over to take this corner on the right-hand side. Spurs having a great history versus Everton. Only one loss at home versus them in the last 13 matchups. That came in 2020. A floater back stick from Tel. One by Richarlison. Flicked back into a dangerous area. Michael Keane got an initial contact. That got it away. Not too far though. Matisse Tel. Bundled off it by Iliman Ndiaye. And he cuts inside and looks for Keane in Dewsbury Hall. But the doggy's there and he's sweeping up well and getting fouled by Everton's number 10. No goals yet from around the grounds. As it currently stands, Bournemouth will miss out on Champions League football. They need Villa to finish in 5th and to hold on to 6th, which is a crazy, crazy stat in its all right. Here is Mickey van der Ven. Ever present this Spurs side, despite his inconsistent form. Great layoff from Richarlison. Conor Gallagher making that late run. Marauding forward. Has Matisse Tell, has Jed Spence, on the right-hand side. Porro. Shot closed down by Tinga Rubenham. And how to play for the Spurs throw. It's a lot of rearguard action early on here for Everton. Tottenham making a lot of the attacking movements in the early moments. As Everton make a move forward, West Ham's going to make a move forward, but they've just missed the headed opportunity. Pedro Porro, cross takes a nick. Keane's collected it. Got in the way of Jordan Pickford. Roller, so be dangerous. Oh! And Conor Gallagher just flashes wide of the mark. Chaos in the Everton box. Porro's put the ball in, takes a nick. Michael Keane should have got a shout from Pickford. In the end, disrupts his goalkeeper. And Conor Gallagher on the swivel inside the 6-yard boxes. Just put it to the side netting. Spurs coming close straight away at the start. Look at what I mean to Roberto De Zerbi. Tierno Barry rising there. He is the man in with Beto missing this one. Top goal scorer for Everton this season. But Tierno Barry has been no mug himself. Oh, the Leeds have missed a massive chance at the London Stadium through Okafor. Yeah, Tierno Barry, 8 goals in 20 starts this campaign. Good return for the man in his first Premier League campaign. I think it's going to be an important game for Kieran Dewsbury Hall. 8 goals and 4 assists for him in his 29 starts. That, for me, is the difference maker. He'll be the key player for them in this one. Ball here with Kinski. And Spurs look to work out from the back. Everton fine, just let them have the ball at the moment. No win percentage. A line share of it with Tottenham Hotspur. 50% chance for a win. Everton a 24% chance of the victory away from home. And a very similar amount for the draw. Mustn't we forget, Tottenham only picked up 2 victories at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium all season long. Porro won high at the pitch. Here's Jed Spence. Pedro Porro fashions a ball in. Not fully dealt with by Michael Keane. He's had a shaky start inside the first 8 minutes. Spurs have got their foot on Everton's throat early on. The first goal between these 4 sides, Tottenham, Everton, West Ham and Leeds. If it goes Spurs' way, it's almost a dagger in West Ham hearts. Conor Gallagher, a chance to turn. Mikalenko out to meet him, far right. Cross in to no one in particular. Millen Rowe feeds in Barry, and that layoff was pathetic, really. Van der Ven on the turn. Udogie. Spurs playing some fabulous football here. Here goes Destiny Udogie. Matisse Tell on the outside of him. Udogie. Tarkowski with the block. One of the number 1 block players all season long in the Premier League. Spurs on the front foot still. Porro. Spence far right. Pedro Porro. A layoff for Spence now. And a block for Mikalenko. Corner kick for Tottenham Hotspur as we tick into the 10th minute mark. Have a goal in the Burnley Wolves game. That's the battle of the 2 worst teams in the division on the final day of the season. Quite fitting, that one there. Adam Armstrong penalty converted. So Wolves are currently beating Burnley and are now above them in the Premier League as it currently stands. No goals elsewhere. Most importantly, no goals at London Stadium just yet. Leeds have had a good start in that game against West Ham United. Outswinging ball. Danso rising highest. It's forced to Danso again. He's pulled the effort wide. Considering the position, the time he had, probably the best chance of the game for Kevin Danso. Just sort of snaps at it. Had a chance to really pick his corner there and pick out a good finish, but a wasted opportunity for the centre half there. Handball against Florentino. Allowed Adam Armstrong to step up and convert from the spot. So Wolves lead 1-0 at Burnley. As we see Christian Romero on screen. I think some social media pressure means he's ended up watching this game in London rather than at home in Argentina, which said a lot about what he was doing and where his mind is right now. I think he is the first player that has to leave this football club in the summer. He's not been good enough for Spurs and not anywhere near good enough as a leader. Barry. James Garner's been bundled into by Conor Gallagher. Man, I thought was very, very harsh to miss out of the England squad after his fabulous campaign. One of the best deep-lying playmakers in the Premier League this season. One of the best English talents going around world football. So he'll pick the free kick up for Everton. 40 yards out. Keenan Dewsbury Hall, James Garner both having a keen interest over this one. Big targets aimed for Jake O'Brien, James Tarkowski, Michael Keane all up. They've tried to play quickly. And Merlin Royal wasn't on the same wavelength as Keenan Dewsbury Hall. That ball going straight into the hands of Kinski. Pedro Porro carries and plays that long diagonal. O'Brien back well to win that header. Second ball, though, picked off by Paulinho. Spurs can come again now. Good speed, good tempo to Spurs' opening quarter of an hour play. Everton are a team that have started games well in recent times. Yes, they've on a 6-game winless run and have not played their best football in a long time. But they actually have scored first in 3 of those 6 games they've failed to win. As Matisse Tells had a tug of his shirt by Jake O'Brien, he picks up a yellow card for his efforts. Gonna struggle with that matchup today, you think? Jake O'Brien, big, strong lad, more comfortable at centre half, rather than facing up against a tricky, direct winger in Matisse Tell. He's shown at times this campaign, he's got what it takes at the top level, but haven't seen it consistently enough. West Ham United had a set piece that well defended. Ball whipped in. But it's at the back post. Oh, Paulinho was there. And failed to keep the shot on target, unmarked, the back post. Spurs keep getting chances here. It's a Merlin roller. Let the ball just almost ricochet off his forehead. And that's not good enough of a clearance. So it reaches Paulinho, unmarked to the back post. Yes, he's got bodies in the way, but he has to do better than that. Has to get that ball on target. Test Jordan Pickford. Maybe even take a deflection of someone in the box and end up in the back of the net. It's a huge opportunity wasted. Eight attempts already on goal. Inside of the first 15 minutes of Tottenham, they've had 64% of possession. That they are, fair to say, on it from the start here. And both are protagonists here. West Ham and Spurs yet to make inroads on the scoreboard as of yet. Spurs have had the better of it. so far. West Ham only attacked themselves in that game at the London Stadium. Here is Kinski. Spurs playing out this right-hand channel. They've done it so well so far. Porro. Early ball in. Over Richarlison, but roped in by Matisse Tell. Cut back to Charpalinia. Well blocked from James Garner. He's been in the way of balls all season long. Matisse Tell likes his match-up with Jake O'Brien in the yellow card. O'Doggy. Wasted chance for Pablo in that game for West Ham. Tell fashions the ball in. Dealt with by Tarkovsky. Only as far as Charpalinia. Spurs have got them penned in here. And that's a handball against Jed Spence. Unfortunately, that ball was just reared up off his foot and onto his arm. Been a hot few days in the capital of England. Looks like another hot one there today. After yesterday, the Championship playoff final. Hull City confirming their return to the Premier League the first time since 2017. After that late Ollie Burnley goal against former Premier League side Middlesbrough. So then Ipswich and Coventry all coming up. We know Wolves and Burnley are going down, but will there be Tottenham and West Ham joining them? We'll have to wait and see. 75 minutes time. Palinha. Jake O'Brien wrestling with Matisse Tell and Demeter doing that illegally. He's taking a bit of a risk there on a yellow card doing that. Not too much in that. I think Matisse Tell's made a lot out of that. He might have taken a nick on the back of his heel, but he looked a lot worse than it actually was. Adam Armstrong remains the only goal scorer in the first quarter of an hour across all 10 games in the Premier League today. Chelsea, Sunderland chasing European football. Bournemouth trying to secure Champions League football. Pep's last game alongside John Stones and Bernardo Silva at the Etihad. We have West Ham and Tottenham competing to stay up. Bruno Fernandes for his 21st Premier League assist. So much happening amongst the league. Palinha goes to ground and that allows Everton to get a foot in. Doggy around the corner. Matisse Tell back to goal. And retreating back to Mickey van de Ven. Good tempo to Spurs play, and that delivery from Kinski to Pedro Porro seems to be there all day long. I've done very well to spread the game out wide right today. Spurs have the history in their back pocket. 10 of the 15 matches versus Everton at home, they've won. They've scored 13 goals in their past 4 meetings versus Everton, only conceding 1 goal in that time at home. They got that dominant 3-0 win earlier this season at the Hill Dickinson Stadium as well. One of many impressive away performances the side has put together this campaign. Palinha holding off Milan Roll. Daniela's got a foot in, and that's a poor challenge. Wow. That has to be a yellow card. Palinha not happy one bit, and I wouldn't be either. That was reckless, and that was poor. We have got a goal at Craven Cottage between Fulham and Newcastle, so we'll see that shortly. Fulham scoring that one there. Once again, the rumours around Marco Silva, and if he's leaving that football club, will swirl around. He's Lemon Jai, however. Milan Roll on the outside of him. Barry's only player further forward. And in the end, Van de Ven attempted to foul Milan Roll despite being down in pain. Well, gee, Mo Salah's hit the upright at Anfield. Except for this. Oh. Mickey Van de Ven is still down in a lot of pain. It's the Diop scoring. Craven Cottage, so Fulham lead 1-0. Just following in the Kevin free kick. So VAR's cleared that. It was a funny... Millen gets the ball and just follows through onto the shin, the side of the shin of Mickey Van de Ven. That's why he went down in a lot of pain, and that's why he's still sort of hobbling. But somehow it's a free kick to Everton, far right-hand side. Garner's ball whipped in. First contact Everton had was Tieno Barry, but failed to get the accuracy. So opportunity missed once again for Everton. It's been Spurs that made all the attacking movement so far. Tarkowski well in to win that challenge. Manjai pressuring Palhinha, who enjoys that pressure and can keep possession for Spurs. Kevin Danso. Both games still 0-0. West Ham almost created a chance, though, from a Carl Darlow mistaken goal. I wonder how the atmosphere is going to be if West Ham score first and that message gets around London to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because that could change the complexion of this game. That's why I think it's so important that Spurs score first. Puts all those nerves to bed, and it could do it here. Spencer! Pickford came out and got a good touch. The doggy. Chance to recycle this ball. Matisse Tell. Bentancur. Everton now creating numbers back in and around the box. Everyone behind the ball now. Tell. Goes down too easily. Runs out of grass to do so. At the Etihad, it's Antoine Semenyo to open the scoring. Tapping home at the back post there. So City lead 1-0 against Villa. I think we get a bit of a hydration break here due to the heat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Heavy rotation there for Villa. Marco Bizzo in goal. Ian Martin starting this game. Chance for Roberto De Zerbi to instill some of the messages to his side. They've made a fantastic start to this one. I don't think that's correct. That's right, 74% possession, 0.4 XG, 9 shots, however, on goal, and have tripled Everton's passes in this matchup. We have Sunderland leading Chelsea. That's Trey Hume opening the scoring there. That is fabulous stuff. There at the Stadium of Light. And that's what we want to see. Sunderland pushing for European football. Maybe keeping Reggie Lebrie's job. Because hearing rumours about if he doesn't get Europe, he's out of there. Well, ball one back though by James Garner in midfield. Focus back on this game now. Melon roll. Currently Sunderland in 8th place. And there we having Conference League football. If results all stay as is. But we've got a lot of more twists to the tails in this one. 65 more minutes across all 10 Premier League games. A drinks break at the London Stadium, so that game is currently nothing going on. Mikalenko run inside by Keenan Dewsbury Hall and wins a throw of Pedro Porro. So City lead, Wolves lead, Fulham lead. Liverpool have come close in the upright and Sunderland lead also. Mikalenko almost reaching Tieno Barry in the box. Spurs had numbers back and dealt with that ball in. Jake O'Brien. Everton are growing into this one. Mikalenko, Njai. What can the talented winger fashion out? Mikalenko. Ball worked in. Palhinha in the way again. Gallagher the second ball. Only out as far as James Garner, who can recycle this one for Everton. Millen Rowe. Given away. Richarlison, Tell. Spurs coming the other way in transition. And he's run out of grass to play with there, Matisse Tell. He isn't happy about it. I think that's the correct call there from the linesman. Spurs fans rising for James Maddison. He's looked Spurs' best player, to be honest, since coming back from that awful knee injury. Mickey van der Ven winning that little head tennis duel. Tell, flick on. O'Brien read that well. And hoofs a ball into the London sky. Danso reads that well. Jed Spence. Mickey van der Ven into the feet of Richarlison. That layoff not ideal, but taken down well from Matisse Tell. Millen Roll battling away with him. Ball fed into the feet of Tieno Barry. First touch wasn't too bad. Met though by Mickey van der Ven. Looks in the midfield for James Garner, but that pass broken up. Matisse Tell might have hurt himself. I'm trying to win that ball, and Richarlison indeed to have been fouled. Eric Benham aiming to have fouled the Brazilian centre forward. Tisdale seems to be fine after stretching for that last interception, so he continues on, and so do Spurs. Approaching the half-hour mark, still yet to have a decisive goal either way in both of our matches. West Ham and Leeds still 0-0, 3 attempts to either side in that one. Spurs have had more ball and more shots in this one here, but yet to find the back of the net. Mickey van der Ven. The Spurs have here Bentancur, the doggy. Bundled over by Tarkovsky. Foul Spurs. Taken quickly to Bentancur. Matisse Tell. Spurs able to keep Everton at bay so far, just through the sheer possession they've had. Everton, whenever they've got it, they've had to be quick and directed, and Paris isn't the best hold-up player. Kenan Dewsbury-Hall bundled over by Jed Spence. World Cup ticket for Jed Spence. Thomas Tuchel's side. There's a surprise name included in that list. But versatility seems to be preferred from the German manager. Tino Barry wins that header back to Dewsbury Hall. Now enjoy a rare Everton chance to wander forward. Dewsbury Hall look to try and whip a shot. But a doggy there to close the space. Michael Keane winning that ball back in Tottenham half, and Everton can put the foot to throat here. Njai away from Bentancur, away from a doggy. Iliman Njai still Iliman Njai. Oh, shot partially blocked. Behind for a corner kick. Fabulous individual run from the Frenchman. We're wanting a move in the summer. Potentially to Tottenham Hotspur if they stay up. Because he deserves to be at a big football club. United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham all linked. He's a smooth mover. Oh, the Senegalese, my bad. Dewsbury Hall's whipped in ball. Dangerous spot. No one can get a decisive touch. To go in the Forest-Bournemouth game. And it's gone the way of Nottingham Forest. And it's Morgan Gibbs-White. He's someone else that deserved to be on the plan for England, but good free kicks, set play. Got the wall to break. And he wraps it in the bottom corner. Petrovic trying to get a hand to it and tap it in the back of the net. A goal at Brighton as well. Big win in midfield for Spurs. Palhinha marching forward and a great defensive tackle by Timaru Benham to stop that Spurs attack. Dewsbury Hall's down and holding that right leg. Oh my God, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has broke the record. Patrick Dorg is headed home. Wowee. United are up 1-0 and Bruno Fernandes got the 21st assist. Danso, oh. Wow. Head looked on target. Another massive chance in the centre half. Massive chance for Kevin Danso. They're checking that United game. Apparently there's a threat of an own goal. So now with Brighton losing, Sunderland in the Europa League, this is quickly turning out to be a very, very chaotic final day, as expected. Royal, Dewsbury Hall, asking a lot of Tiano Barry to get there. Kinty comes and collects. There's been goals literally everywhere, but the two games we're keeping an eye on. Sort of summarise it, doesn't it? 1-0 in favour of United, Wolves, Fulham, Sunderland, Forest as well as City. 0-0 between West Ham and Leeds, 0-0 between Arsenal and Palace, 0-0 between Liverpool and Brentford, and 0-0 with our major game today, Spurs and Everton. As it currently stands, City second, United third, Villa fourth, Liverpool fifth, Bournemouth sixth, Sunderland seventh, Brighton eighth, with Brentford and Chelsea chasing away. As it currently stands, West Ham in the bottom three. Nothing has changed in the two important games at the tail end of the table. Spurs have probably played the best football out of all the four sides from what I've kept an eye on for. Great touch by Bentancur. Porro's been dispossessed. Straight back to Rodrigo Bentancur. Spurs have got a good balance today between possessing the ball and taking the sting out of the game, and then also showing a wanted drive to go and attack. As I say that, given away in midfield, Tiano Barry can turn. Iliman Ndiaye on the right-hand side. Looks in the side for the cross. Broken up by Van de Ven. Palhinha with a quite strange attempt at a flicked-headed clearance. Almost handed possession back to Tiano Barry. So Bruno Fernandes' assist is confirmed. Dorg has been given the goal at the Amex. So Fernandes history on the final day. Zach O'Brien brought down, so Everton free kick. So Jordan Pickford will set sights up the field. With 7 minutes to play in this first half. Everton have not had much to smile about. That's good though there for Iliman Ndiaye to keep the ball alive and get away from Destiny Udogie. Runs into a crowd of white shirts, however. James Garner's been caught dilly-dallying on it. Matisse Tell switches the play, and Spurs have had so much luck on his right-hand side. Dominating against this matchup against Mikalenko, and Milan Roll getting back to defend as well. Porro's ball in. It's gone to Matisse Tell. Matisse Tell. Tarkowski in the way, blocking that one with his forehead. Spurs transitioning very well. And using that right-hand side to great success. Palhinha. Side netting for Leeds United in that game. Porro's cross blocked. West Ham haven't really had the big chances in that one versus Leeds. And Leeds are looking better and better as the half matures. As they chase a 50-point season. Kevin Danso will launch this long throw in. Everton have to be switched on. It's Danso. It's a flat one. Dealt with by Mikalenko. Cleared out only partially to Destiny Udogie. Now with Conor Gallagher, rather than rolling the way. And Gallagher bundled over by the attacker. So Spurs will stay on the front foot. Really cheap foul to give. Gallagher, yeah, as the commentator is rightly saying, had nowhere to go. Just no need to shove in the back. So a Spurs set play. West Ham set play at the London Stadium as well. It's both ticking to the 41st minute. Pedro Porro. Delightful ball in. Pickford, though, dealing with it. Two-handed fist out of the danger area. Michael Oliver does well just to check in on Dewsbury Hall, but get the game going again because Charleston wins a corner kick of Jake O'Brien. Corner Spurs. Spurs' fourth corner of the opening half. Matisse Tell's right-footed in-swinger. Ball it all, upright. It's in! It's in! Jean-Paulinia scores for Tottenham Hotspur! And is that the goal that keeps him in the Premier League? The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium erupts. Look at the siege of the bench. Jean-Paulinia might have just kept Spurs in the Premier League. A vital touch in the box. And the ball just, it crawls over the line. Just like Spurs may crawl over the line this season. They have dominated the opening 45. They deserve that goal. Everton are not being at the races. And Jean-Paulinia might finish the season off as he started it in the goals. Safety is in sight. What a moment for Tottenham Hotspur. And the fight is there. The initial header off the upright from Jean-Paulinia, but he reacts quickest to his own miss and follows in with a left-footed ball that just crawls over the line. Tiano Barry can't do enough. And Tottenham lead. And that might just be enough to keep them up. And all the permutations. The only way we thought we could have got a tight race to the end would be if West Ham United scored first. But the Zerbi's gone mental. The Spurs bench has gone mental. And they are now 4 points clear of West Ham as things stand. Listen to the roar of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. De Zerbi asking his troops to calm down. Arsenal going up 1-0. United going up 2-0 in that time. It is a very sour taste in West Ham fans' mouth at the London Stadium. James Garner, edge of the area, pulls his shot well wide. Four minutes out of time, says the fourth official. And the noise at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has never been louder than it is right now. They see the sight. They see salvation. And they hit that 40-point mark as it currently stands. Jake O'Brien looking for Merlin Roll in the channel. Well dealt with though by Palini, the goal scorer. 2 minutes to be added on at the London Stadium. They're 1 minute into 2 of stoppage time. Gallagher just looks up the pitch. Great turn from Matisse Tell and feeding a doggy and getting the fancy return as well. They're showing off now. A doggy. Ball looking for the back post where Jed Spence is making the run but took a nick. West Ham at the side netting in that game. Pablo there doing that. There's a stat there. 21 touches to 4 in the opposition box. They have just absolutely dominated Everton in every fashion and every stat. And they're dominating them on the score sheet as well. Deflected back of William Njai. It's a hat for the Spurs throw. Oh, great move from United. And Boomer scoring there. Amad Diallo with the assist. Palhinha. It's half-time at the London Stadium. 0-0 over there. Most importantly, though, in this game, 1-0 in favour of Tottenham. Just over a minute to go in first half stoppages here. Just a stoppage in play here. Mikalenko being fouled from the throw into play. We've got half times at Stadium of the Light, at the Etihad, at the London Stadium. Here's the goal once again. Palhinha headed onto the upright. And then putting it straight back in. And just over the line. Look at the Zerbi. Fifth Premier League goal of the season for João Palhinha. As I say, start the season off in the goals and might end it in the goals as well. See what happened here. Mikalenko makes a throw in and then gets caught by Jed Spence. So we've got about a minute to go. Palhinha, the goal scorer, dealing with that. This game, the only one not to be half-time until now. João Palhinha, the man. His goal just before half-time has given Tottenham a lead. It's given them a 4-point buffer at the bottom of the Premier League table. And it means as it currently stands, Tottenham are well and truly safe in the Premier League. Half-time is a very, very cheerful half-time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2 wins all season long at home. It's on track for 3 here for Tottenham Hotspur. And it's come at the right time of the season. We'll go for a short break. We'll be back for second half action very, very soon. As it currently stands, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Everton 0. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Second half action, not too far away. West Ham are back out on the pitch. Spurs and Everton players still in the tunnel. This game should finish the last out of any game. And we've got second half action kicking off through most matches so far. You're not too far though from getting back underway. Fulham and Newcastle back underway. Brighton, United, Forest and Bournemouth, Liverpool, Brentford, City, Villa, alongside Sunderland and Chelsea. Every other game is underway outside of these bottom two games. Callum Wilson coming on for West Ham United. Spurs as it stands on track for another 17th place finish. As it currently stands, 5 teams heading the Champions League football for next campaign. Bournemouth in 6th and Sunderland in 7th will go to get Europa League football. And Brighton in 8th will be getting Conference League as it stands. If Liverpool go ahead, Villa drop to 5th. We'll have 6 teams next season Champions League. Bournemouth will go to the Europeans' biggest competition. Saying that, Villa's was equalised straight away after half-time. Ollie Watkins knocking it over the goal line. It sort of pinballed around the box and Watkins reacted fastest. So Villa a level at City. This game will finish last because every other game has been kicked off. A bit of a hold up here before the second half gets underway. It's 2 minutes ticked in to the second half between West Ham and Leeds United. Got a linesman without the old battery pack and the old microphone, so that's why we're held up here. Oh, the boys are up 3-0. Bruno Fernandes scoring now. Bruno with a goal and assist on the final match day. And that might just seal his fate as the MVP winner on the player's own MVP vote for this season. 3-0 up against European fighting Brighton. The boys have come good at the right time of the season. West Ham doing some defending at London Stadium. I don't know how this takes so long, considering they've just been at half-time. How does he not know the mic's dead? And then the stadium's light. Sunderland turn to the good. Malo Gusto own goal, looks like. And Chelsea will have no European football when Xabi Alonso takes over, looks like. It's going to be European football, potentially Europa, or it's going to be Europa League football for Sunderland. This delay continues. This is mental. Madueke scores for Arsenal up 2-0. There's goals everywhere. There's everything happening, and we haven't moved a muscle in the second half here. So the Gunners up 2-0. I thought it might be a bit of a goal fest there because they are playing with freedom, and Arsenal playing with freedom. Well, I think that's a different beast altogether. All right, we're good to go. Finally. Well, Leeds and West Ham are 6 minutes into their second half. We're just getting kicked off here between Spurs and Everton. Spurs from left to right attacking the home end. Everton attacking their away fans from right to left. It is Bentancur, sorry, it was Palhinha's goal just before half-time. That gives Spurs the 1-0 lead. And that is all important. They're now 4 points clear of the drop zone. It's going to require a very, very disappointing second half for them to fall away from this position now. Everton's poor run of form continues. It's going to look like. Spence brought down by Mikalenko. Sunderland 7th, Bournemouth 6th. Finding Conor Gallagher on the right-hand channel. Mikalenko and Rubenham there. Great tackle for Rubenham. And Mikalenko getting a foot in and... Oh, not winning the corner. It's right in front of him. How's he missed that? Wow. That's an all-time stuff up from him. I don't know how you can not call that as a corner kick. It's blatant. Something that VAR is going to start to intervene with next year. See, that sort of stuff being cut out of the game. Ball over the top. Jed Spence will go and retrieve that one. Right-hand side for him. Mikalenko stands him up. Ball into Gallagher. Jed Spence again. Curler. Oh, gee. Jordan Pickford fumbling. Fumbling behind for a corner kick. Ball dipping and... Look, it's central, but not a comfortable one that just bobbles in front of you. In the end, did enough to make sure it didn't squeeze between his arms and legs. First corner in front of those home fans. They find great voice in the second half. Their team looking safe as it stands, but a 2-goal buffer would be unassailable, you'd think. Ball in, hits Richarlison. Could have redirected the ball onto goal. Matisse Tell skips past Keenan Drewsbury Hall. Dinks it in. Tarkovsky in the way. Porro took a nick and another corner kick for the Spanish right back. Tavernier equalising for Bournemouth, so they're one apiece on the River Trent. So one appears to be City, Villa, Forest and Bournemouth. Richarlison heads it back in. Danso. Ooh. Didn't quite fall the way of Paulinho for his second goal today. Great recovery from Pedro Porro. Everton just look off it today. Not quite at the races, and Spurs have probably been playing some of the best football that I've seen since that Villa game. Gallagher thought he kept it. Lost out to Eamon Njai. And Van de Ven bundles over. Keenan Dewsbury Hall. Chelsea got one back. Cole Palmer scoring at the Stadium of Light. A stinging hit from outside the box, and Robin Roos. He would not be happy with that. Tell you what, Morgan gives White. Cole Palmer scoring. Is that a sign of Thomas Tuchel making a few mistakes? Michael Keane, I'm not sure what that header was all about. They don't win a throw, however. 40 yards out from the Everton goal. Keenan Dewsbury Hall to hit the throw. If we're going to have any sort of fight for the relegation battle, we need West Ham to score now. And we need the pressure to start building from Everton. But they just haven't not been good enough today. Burnley have scored as well as Ian Fleming, equalising for them in that game. So Liverpool-Brentford, the only game outside of West Ham league that are without a goal. Benham, Barry, Eamon Njai's return pass never reached him. Paulinho, the goal scorer. Barry with a poor challenge there. Foul in favour of the Portuguese. Spurs looking good for a third home win of the season. Pick up their 15th home point of the campaign. Still will be their worst ever home campaign in the Premier League, no matter what they do here. Sign of how poor this campaign has been altogether. But if you're in the Premier League, you've got something to build on if you're Roberto De Zerbi. Tarkowski. Gone Liverpool-Brentford game, so that game is now no longer goalless. Everton dispossessed. One back by Bentancur. Matisse Tell. Just round two. Nothing in particular. And Spurs can recycle and start again. Paulinho. Spence. An active figure today for Spurs side. Mikalenko. James Garner, after winning the ball back, looked to skip past Bentancur, but ran into a brick wall. Uruguayan standing in the way. James Tarkowski now. Jacob, you cannot see a way that Everton score a goal. I think that's more the problem in this game here. If you're a neutral and looking for a bit of drama. And right now Leeds are outplaying West Ham, so it looks like the gap actually might grow today rather than any unexpected turnarounds and plot twists. Spurs have been fantastic. And Everton are just so poor. Today that you'd probably want Beto up top just to create something out of nothing. Because Miller and Roland, Barry and Njai have not been at the races. James Garner, Mikalenko now. Have to trying hard to work something here. Extended period of time in possession of the football. Haven't seen much of that today. For those in blue. A floater across field by Michael Keane, broken up. Back though by Rubenham. Mikalenko. James Garner just feed into Keenan Drewsbury Hall. Back to goal. Chelsea down to 10 men. Wesley Fofana sent off. So their day just keeps getting worse. I think summarises two club seasons. Probably that one there. Chelsea losing and then losing European football, and Sunderland winning and getting Europa League football. Probably what the two sides deserve after this campaign. There's been a goal at Anfield. I'm going to see that one now. Curtis Jones scoring, set up by Mo Salah. Big head collision in the middle of the park at the London Stadium. Silva heading off the park as well. Tears from Pep Guardiola, jeez. Card of honour for Bernardo Silva. He deserves it. Bernardo Silva, a Premier League legend. Tears from both Bernardo Silva and Pep Guardiola. The master and the magician. Villa now lead at City. Wow. I know City have rotated a fair bit, but I did not think Villa would be leading that matchup at the Etihad. Playing on pure alcohol out there. Fair play. Return ball now. Back here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Doggy. Gallagher, heavy first touch. Invited Tarkowski back into the game, and then it sort of pinballs off, back off Gallagher and out of play for an Everton goal kick. Brentford haven't equalised at Anfield. Frick, just shortly after scoring, headed home. Kevin Schade, the man to make the most of a deflected cross put in by Mikkel Damsgaard. Eight Premier League goals this season for Kevin Schade. Slow improvements from the German speedster. James Garner has been bonded over by Rodrigo Bentancur. Brentford's hopes of European football may still be alive if they get a win at Anfield. Brighton are 3 down to United. That is the Conference League. Actually, no, that will be the Europa League because Sunderland will be on 54 points. So a lot to change in that race there. Garner, Fizzer. Keane rises, gets the first contact. Actually, that was by Matisse Tell. And the corner, Mikalenko. The man cleaning up for Everton at the back. Approaching the hour mark, half an hour to play. here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's 0-0 between West Ham and Leeds. It's 1-0 here in favour of Spurs. It's a 4-point gap at the bottom. Conor Gallagher's nicked that one away. Here comes Spurs. Jed Spence. Matisse Tell on the outside of him, left-hand side. Jake O'Brien backpedaling. Ball for Jed Spence. Foot of Matisse Tell. Yeah, he just couldn't connect with that left-footed shot. Everton can carry the ball away the other way. Lemon and Jai now. Pedro Porro draped all over him and fouling him in the process. Everton look to the bench for some inspiration. We only 1 win in the last 9 games if it stays the way it currently is, and I just don't see it changing. So Ollie Watkins was the one to score that second goal for Villa. So offside originally, then VAR's overturned it. So Ollie Watkins makes a 2-1 to the Villa. Two on the day for Ollie Watkins. He's finished the season off like a house on fire. He had 16 Premier League goals in the end. As Randall Kolomoani readies himself. There's a West Ham corner kick. It's well dealt with by Darlow. In the corner over there. Jared Palmer to retake that one. So Millen Roll will make way for Harrison. And Tariq George, I think, will come on for Tiano Barry, I'd assume. Oh, West Ham have scored. West Ham have scored. It's Tati Castellanos. Wow. Now then. Do we have another twist in the tail? We could have game on. If Everton show up now, we could have a grandstand finish. Now Everton have a corner as well. I'll tell you what, if Everton score for this corner, the heart rate might just pick up around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Castellanos rising high to the back post. They're fighting over there, West Ham. 2-point differential now. The gap has been halved. Whipped in from Everton. Dealt with by Spurs again. Still fine, though, for Spurs. They've got a 2-goal buffer to play with. And to be honest, Everton have not looked like scoring all day long. Maybe now is this anxiety around the arena just affects Spurs. Affect how they play and maybe give Everton a lifeline in this one. Garner's long throw. Dealt with by Richarlison. There's we all losing out to Jed Spence, but then winning that second ball. Taken down by Bentancur. Long searching ball that's been roped back in by Mikalenko. Back to his goalkeeper, Pickford. Long diagonal. Hasn't quite worked out. It'll be a throw for Everton. Still, the whole atmosphere has changed around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Anxiety builds. But they're doing everything they have to do right now, Tottenham. Is joy in West London, but for how much longer? Can they hold on to that result? And here in North London, it's all about Everton, what they can produce. Because now it all sort of lies in their hands. So as how this relegation battle goes. Give away from Spence. Dewsbury Hall wins it. Michael Keane had an awkward game today. Tino Barry. Harrison. Rubenham. So no James Garner. James Garner got substituted there. So Tyree George is playing on the left and Harrison in the middle. And James Garner's on the right back. So that's where the change has been made. The versatility of James Garner on display once again. 25 minutes to the end of this one. 20 minutes to the end of West Ham Leeds. The nerves just jangling here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 3-0 win earlier this season for Tottenham at the Hill Dickinson. The better Everton so far in this game as well, but situation and context can impact games. Garner, Barry. Everton have been able to keep the ball at moments, but they haven't been able to do much with it. I think Spurs 1v1 defending has been top-notch in this one. Dewsbury Hall's ball blocked away by Danso behind Everton corner kick. That comes Tarkovsky, up comes Keane. Everton's fourth corner of the match. United lead 3-0. Wolves and Burnley 1 apiece. Arsenal 2-0 up over Sunderland. Over Palace, sorry. Sunderland 2-1 up versus Chelsea. West Ham 1-0 up versus Leeds. 1 apiece between Forest and Bournemouth. Villa 2-1 up versus Manchester City. It's 1 apiece between Brentford and Liverpool. And it's 1-0 in favour of Fulham against Newcastle United. West Ham trailing Tottenham by 2 points. Ball recycled to Kinski. We've seen Mo Salah getting his send-off. Trying to Pickford now. Under pressure from Paulinho. Everton trying to play out of here. Struggling under the press of Spurs. They're going to get out of it though. Mikalenko. Michael Keane. Pickford wanting someone to present to him. Eventually it comes to Harrison. Njai. Pedro Porro following here every step of the way and getting a foot in at the right time. The Spaniard. Releasing Conor Gallagher. Here's a chance to turn and take some yards. Yards that Tottenham don't want to take. They've sort of gone in their shell in this second half. Game management, I think you can call this, from Roberto De Zerbi's side. Flicked header from Poro. Chased in by Richarlison. Spurs top goal scorer continuing to fight. Tell. Just had to release Jed Spence on the outside of him. Didn't want to do so. James Garner coming the other way. Barry making the run. He's been found eventually. James Garner. Great turn for the centre forward. Iliman Ndiaye. Not enough of his numbers going forward though. That's the problem here. Ndiaye. Keenan Dewsbury Hall. Barry crowded out by Spurs players and then fouling Jed Spence. Everton's just not committing anyone up the pitch. There's a lack of real intent and desperation in those players. Colin Moani and Pat Matassar readying themselves to come on as John Stones gets his send-off at the Etihad. Obviously going to the World Cup with England. Another great send-off, another guard of honour from both Villa and City again. Proper final day there at the Etihad. We have a drinks break here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just see about the stats there. 19 chances or attempts on goal by Tottenham. Only 5 for Everton, all coming in the first half. And with all the ball they've had in the second half, it's just such a disappointing performance from the Toffees. West Ham will be kicking themselves that Everton haven't really put up a fight. They've been so poor. So Matisse Tell comes off the pitch. As the introduction of Randall Kolomoani. Richarlison off. So Pat Matassar coming on. So a little bit more numbers in midfield. So maybe it's going to be 2 up top now. With Kolomoani. I guess Jed Spence sort of supporting him. Richarlison not happy. "17 minutes ago, West Ham were in on the other end. Jared Bowen's made it 2-0. So the Hammers are doing their job. West Ham just need any sort of help here from Everton. Porro's ripped in ball, right-footed out swinger. No one can connect with that one there. Pat Matasar, Kolomowani, straight off the bench. Kolomowani! Never troubling Pickford in goal. Oh, it's a belter at Fulham. Tom Kearney, the Fulham veteran, delivering sumptuous finish. Stop those ones. Hell of a finish from Tom Kearney. So Newcastle are going to finish a horrid campaign, losing again. Once again, struggling away from home. Barry bundling over, pulling in the centre of the park. Spurs fans still tense. I'd love a second goal here. Just to add that cushion. But it's going to take a miracle here. They need 2 goals from this Everton side to send Spurs down. I just do not see that happening. West Ham have done their job today, but they've left it too late. It's the game versus Arsenal. It's the performance versus Newcastle United has left them in the position they're currently in, which is adrift. And Fernando Robertson now gets his send-off. Conor Gallagher escaping away with that 50-50 duel. Bentancur dispossessed by Tiano Barry. Herabunam. I want to complete that pass, but Everton keeping possession. Just shy of 15 minutes to go. West Ham requiring an Everton miracle. 2-1 in favour of Villa. 1-1 between Forest and Bournemouth. 2-1 in favour of Sunderland. 2-0 in favour of West Ham over Leeds. Spurs lead Everton here 1-0. United lead 3-0 over Brighton. 1 apiece between Burnley and Wolves. 2-0 in favour of the champions Arsenal over Palace. 2-0 in favour of Fulham over Newcastle. And 1 apiece between Liverpool and Brentford at Anfield. Possession has evened up in the second half. 61% in favour of the Toffees, but they've had no attempt on goal. Anton Kinski has basically got a free ticket to watch a Premier League game of football today, because he had nothing to do about this game so far. Barry's gone absolutely nowhere. He's tried, but his touch and his control is not good enough at the Premier League level. He's shown that all season long. They really are missing a Beto, a Grealish today. Everton. Burnham dispossessed by Spence. Everton continuing to struggle while Spurs are nipping away, fighting hard, winning those 50-50 duels. Mikalenko's throw, searching for Iliman Ndiaye, but that ball's up to a run straight through to the grateful hands of Anton Kinski. Bentancur clipped by Tim Irabunum. Foul for Spurs in the centre circle. More precious seconds tick off. Here he comes. James Maddison readying himself. That's what the massive applause is for. Has been the heartbeat, it feels like, in recent weeks. But won by Mikolenko, but in favour of Spurs. Pat Matassar. Kolomowani far right. Early ball to find Jed Spence. Is this the killer blow now? Pat Matassar skips past 1 and 2 and 3, and he goes down. And a dive to Michael Oliver. Straight away, he blew his whistle and he said simulation. This is a moment. I thought he also went to ground quite easily. I don't think there's even contact there. Yeah, that's awful. And he's very, very good at refereeing. Pat Matassar saw the leg go out and just sort of just jump over it. Here come the changes though. Archie Gray and James Maddison are readied and raring to go. And it's Conor Gallagher who makes way. Someone who hasn't quite stuck the landing since the move in January. But put a shift in nonetheless. Benthencourt will make way to allow Archie Gray to introduce into midfield. Looks like the goal scorer, Palinha. Both sides at the bottom are winning. West Ham 2-0, despite Leeds playing some great football. And you're seeing here Spurs leading 1-0 against Everton. Everton can see... Spurs can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They are 8 minutes of regulation time, plus probably 5 or 6 minutes of stoppages away from staying up again and finishing 17th again. With De Zerbi there now. Potentially, hopefully, a fit squad come next season. I want to push up into the mid-table. Good win from Danzo. James Maddison get his pass partially intercepted, but into the path of Destiny Udogie. Udoggie's touch heavy and James Tarkowski to go win that ball back. Jordan Pickford. Long ball that's gone straight into the path of Mickey van der Ven. James Garner going in and winning well. He's been collected in the head in the process of doing so. Tariq George just knocks over Pedro Porro. Knee to the back of the head. Not a nice one for Jimmy Garner. So here come the changes. Seamus Coleman, Beto, and Carlos Alcaraz. I'm surprised these moves didn't get made earlier. City equalised against Villa. Oh, great take and turn from Foden, and what a finish. I think Paz have scored a goal as well. Jean-Philippe Mateta. So City could do Bournemouth a big favour. They just need Liverpool to score the next goal versus Brentford, and Bournemouth could have Champions League football for next campaign. Oh, well, Phil Foden's goal has been disallowed. There you go. So Villa still leading at the Etihad. Liverpool still level with Brentford. De Zerbi still barking orders to his side. West Ham and Leeds into stoppage time now. The 90 are up there. 4-minute stoppage time there at the London Stadium. That job has basically been done by West Ham. They just need a Everton response in the final 5 minutes plus stoppages themselves. Seamus Coleman's first touch off the bench. James Garner now. Alcaraz off the bench. Iliman Ndiaye. Alcaraz. Tariq George. Alcaraz. Keane. George! Is it in? Oh! Wow. It's almost Everton level. Did he try and cut the ball back instead of shooting? I thought he said a shot. Oh. He could have clipped it over the keeper. He's come off his line, Kinski. And instead, George cutting the ball back. Mickey van der Ven back defending well. Spurs dodge a bullet. So then, just heating up all of a sudden. Palhinha given a yellow for handling the ball. Just all of a sudden creating something. Beto, Alcaraz, George all on. Creating some danger for the Toffees. Here is George. Cross blocked, corner kick. And Everton, oh, gee. So West Ham should have made it 3-0. Good save and done tonight. Callum Wilson there. That game remains 2-0. 2 minutes into the 4 of stoppages there. We have got just shy of 3 minutes in regulation left for Everton to cause some problems. Everton corner. Dealt with by Kevin Danso. Alcaraz, Mikalenko. What can Everton put back in here? It is Jamie Garner. Dink ball in. Dealt with by Van der Ven. There's all sorts of tussling going on in the box right now. Seamus Coleman. Mikalenko. Back to Pickford in goal. There's a lot of tension riddled all over the faces of these fans. West Ham had a 3-0. Callum Wilson has scored over there. They continue to finish the season off well. They're 3-0 at the London Stadium. Tottenham fans, rise in voice. It's full time at the London Stadium. West Ham have won 3-0 versus Leeds United. But it might not be good enough. Sam players and the manager alike know that that's it probably for them. 9 minutes of stoppages to be added on here, though. I've seen stranger things, but 2 goals in 9 minutes is going to take a lot for this Everton side that haven't really created everything of note in the second half. The collision there between Alcaraz and Pat Matasar. So it's full time and the Amex. United winning 3-0 there, which keeps the pressure on Brighton with Brentford taking it another goal at Anfield to knock them out of the European positions. Bournemouth will stay in 6th, but they won't get Champions League football because Villa are well and truly clear now of Liverpool. Sunderland are seconds away from securing a 2-1 victory over Chelsea. And they should be heading to the Europa League. Matasar has been checked. He's off the park. So James Garner launches forward. Good contact. And Tarkowski, but heads over the crossbar. Full time at Selhurst Park as well. Arsenal win 2-0. Fulham win 2-0 at the Cottage over Newcastle. Palace obviously got that Conference League final Wednesday night. And Arsenal have the final of the Champions League Saturday evening. Everything just getting ground inches by inches. It's been a tough watch second half, my God. 1-1 between Liverpool and Brentford. So Brentford will miss European football. Sunderland are seconds away now from their European berth. And the limbs are absolutely mental there at the Stadium of Light. Poirier's gone down. Michael Oliver doesn't care. Poirier back up to his feet, though, and winning the ball back. Launch forward. Colin Mawani will chase this one in. Pickford ended up claiming his own header. And that's full time at the Stadium of Light. So Sunderland are going to Europe. A massive victory in the final day. And there's absolute scenes there. Villa have beaten City in the final day, so they end up on 65 points. Great campaign for them as well. Top 4 finish for Aston Villa. So Brighton, with a great escape, get European football, but only Conference League. Herman and Jai. Seamus Coleman. And Jai. Coleman again. Dinked in. Alcaraz! Off target. So Pep finishes on a loss at the Etihad. I'm seeing the scenes at the Stadium of Light. It is mental. They're going on a European tour. We have full times all over the league. It is now just down to the final few minutes here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've got Arsenal as champion, City second, United third, Villa in fourth, Liverpool in fifth. Bournemouth and Sunderland have Europa League football to come. Brighton have the Conference League to go and chase next campaign. Brentford, Chelsea, Fulham, Newcastle and Everton, really no man's land. Leeds, a fantastic campaign in 14th. Palace in 15th. Nottingham Forest in 16th. And as it currently stands, it'll be Tottenham in 17th and West Ham going down with Burnley and Wolves. We're probably going to play 13 minutes of stoppage time here. How much stoppages we've had in extra time. Garner. Looking for Michael Keane. Couldn't find him. Mikalenko. Tarek George. Chopping inside. Tarek George! Oh! What a save for Kinski. That's Kinski kept Spurs in the Premier League. Wow. That's a Kinski. Horizontal. And a great reaction save with the right hand to tip it over the crossbar. That is mental. Great save from the big man in sticks. Outswinger dealt with. Mikalenko. Spurs are just absorbing these blows from Everton. Tarek George has been outstanding since coming off the bench. Alcaraz. Mikalenko, can he tee one up? James Garner. Everton probing. Ball in. Tarkovsky over the crossbar. De Zerbi loves it. Kinski's goal kick. We're seconds away surely now. Kolomowani. Spurs have to keep ball now for probably one more minute. We're into the 100th minute now. The full-time whistle cannot be far away. Garner, Mikalenko. It's going to be a miracle now for West Ham to stay up. They have to need 2 goals in basically a minute. Njai. That was by Archie Gray. Defended so well. Alcaraz. Flicked header. Dragoson away. Alcaraz again. Sets up for James Garner. Harrison. That is full time. De Zerbi has saved Spurs. They do it by the finest of fine margins. At Tottenham back-to-back 17th places. They stay in the Premier League. João Palhinha's goal in the first half. That was the point of difference. That goal secured Spurs a 1-0 victory. They only needed a point at home today, but they got the job done. It's been a horrible season for Tottenham Hotspur. When it mattered most, though, they got over the line. Spurs stay up. They're in the big time. West Ham are going to have to fight back through the Championship next campaign. De Zerbi has done it. It is salvation for Spurs. They are safe. West Ham will be down in the second tier next year. Thanks for joining me, guys, on this Premier League final day. It's been a good one. Spurs 1, Everton 0. Spurs back for the Premier League in 26-27.